a little bit. I could agree. If someone doesn't support me, it makes me feel really bad. I've worked my fucking ass off to get to where I am. And if they don't, I'm like, you don't care about me. You're not going to support my dreams and my career and everything. But I'm going to support you with everything you do. Yeah. But if I don't get the same back, I'm not going to work with you anymore. Like, you just, it goes down and down, like with my feelings towards you if you don't.
What's your business?
I do nails.
Nails? Okay.
Yeah. I've been doing it for like a little over 2.5 years.
Okay, nice.
Got my clientele, all that.
So you would be upset if your partner didn't support you in terms of your business?
Yeah.
Okay. What if I when you say support, what do you mean?
If they don't, like, if I show you my work and you're like, oh, it's cool. Or if they don't, like, you had a really good day of work and you're really excited about it and like you're proud of yourself. If they're not proud of you, then I don't think that's a good thing.
Can I add?
Yeah, sure.
I also, so it's like not my business, it's my sister's. She does like events in town. I was talking about it, I think before we started the podcast. They're like flea markets in town. And I feel like I usually like invite my close friends and stuff. And if I was in a relationship and I invited the person and they didn't come, I feel like, I say like too much, I already know. But I probably wouldn't like them as much if they like didn't come and support me.
Wait, so just going back to you, so you said that you'd want to tell your partner about like a good day at work. So, I mean, what is no offense or anything, but what is a good day at work doing nails?
If I personally like the work that I did,
okay, like, because is there an artistic component to it?
100%.
Okay,
like
I can see that.
The designs could be really pretty, or I had a really good conversation with someone. Because I build a lot of bonds with my clients, and I become friends with them. A lot of my really close friends now are because I met them by working. And they just make an appointment with me, and then a lot of times I become their friend because of the connection you grow. Sure. But like I've like shown guys like my work, and they're like, they just either ignore that I'll show them a picture, or they kind of ignore it, especially like over text. And they just don't really say anything, or if they're like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, like you're doing really well. Especially like I'm 19 and I have my own business and it's going really well. Nice. And
congrats.
Thank you. And if they're not supportive of that, and it just doesn't think they're supportive of my career, a lot of guys think it's either really cool or really stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're in a relationship with someone, you should certainly be supportive of them. I think part of that might be related to, what it might be related to though, is that men don't really care about a woman's career. Just let me clarify a bit. It doesn't make you more attractive to us if you have a career, or you're successful, or you're ambitious. Did you say why?
No, I was just saying okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, so I think for most men, because you might be an outlier, but most women don't share their resources with men the same way that men share their resources with women. I know a lot of you are in college, so it's like, what are you talking about, Brian? But like, you're probably, finances to you guys probably are not really high on the totem pole yet, because most of the guys you're probably interacting with are in college. They're not in a career yet. But as you do start to get a bit older, you hear a lot about women like men with high status. So if that could be through a job, if they're an athlete, musician, actor, something like that. Whereas men, we do not care we really care nothing at all about a woman's status. Whereas women care, if a man has status, that can be very attractive.
It's also kind of hated upon though. Like, I know a lot of women who end up with men who I guess would be considered like lower status or not paid as much. It gets more disrespected than if it was actually just a man of a higher status with a woman of a lower status. I feel like that's more unusual. I feel like a lot of people...
Yeah, like trophy wife.
Yeah. Like the trophy wife trope is seen as super common, but you don't really see the other way. I feel like it's kind of stigmatized.
You think it's stigmatized for a woman to be with a man who's
like if
earning less than her, or...
If you even go on like the internet and you just see like these really famous influencers with their husbands who just are in the background, it's like constantly in the comments. It's like, why is she with him? What is she doing? Like he's like just doing this and that. But if you see like a very like Ronaldo or something, you wouldn't question why He had a girlfriend.
He's back. He's back.
He's watching.
Round 2.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, like for like a famous celebrity or something like that. If it was a male, you wouldn't bat an eye if they had like a really attractive younger person who wasn't even a celebrity.
Okay. Yeah. I would say though, overwhelmingly, like a lot of. Did you want to come in on this? It looked like you were. Oh, okay. It looked like it seems like for women who are high status, there are definitely women that will date down, but the thing is as a woman, as you start increasing your status and as you start making more money, your pool of potential partners tends to shrink because most women don't want to date a guy who's lower status than them or whose earning potential is lower than them. Now again, I know you guys are in college, so like you haven't probably played too much or wrestled too much with these sort of dynamics, and I know you're an outlier apparently, but
I'd say so.
yeah, most women, and I think they've done polls on this, like most women, and you can also do it with education attainment, most women would want to date a man who is at least as or more educated than she is.
I think as might be, I don't know.
So if she has a bachelor's, she wants a guy who has a bachelor's. She has a master's. I don't know if they did it for grad student, or like people who have graduate level degrees.
Yeah.
But post grad, whatever it's called. So yeah.
I feel like with that, it's just like finding a partner, like you're finding an equal. Like you want to have someone who has kind of the same like when you were saying with education, like you want someone with the same education as you. It's more of just seeing someone as like an equal instead of like maybe having to like try and explain things to him that he wouldn't understand. And that's not saying like you both have to have like engineering degrees in order for that to happen. Like it can definitely be where maybe like she is some like boss businesswoman, but he's out like doing like, I don't know, maybe he's just like doing something like a little bit less, like I can't think of any examples, but it doesn't mean like, I feel like it's not so much as something that needs to be put down on paper. It's kind of like an everyday kind of thing. Like she wants to be able to talk to him and not feel like she's talking to someone that isn't matching her like mentally, if that makes sense.
I think men also kind of feel like, from what I've talked to, I feel like I've met more men who like are more comfortable or prefer taking that like breadwinner position. Like a lot of guys I've talked to like actually want to engage in that. I think for a woman it's more because only recently, like in the past 100 years, women have kind of gotten the rights to do whatever, so it's kind of always trying to work up on an even playing field versus I think a lot of men still kind of just want to, not all of them, but a lot do.
Do you find a lot of women want to fall into the role of, like, you know,
housewife?
Yeah.
I've actually met quite a few who like actually want to do that, especially more like religious people, but it's still pretty common, I'd say.
Yeah.
Did anybody else want to come in on this? Oh, sorry. Did you have more? Or?
I was just saying in university it's kind of biased because all the girls here are pursuing like a higher education, so you wouldn't really find that.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, sometimes, like, girls joke about it, like, oh, it'd be so nice to just marry rich and then you don't have to worry about anything. But
That
like,
would be nice.
It would be nice.
That would be nice.
It's the dream. But obviously, like, every time, like, I say it personally, like, I mean it as a joke. Like, I have my own aspirations.
Yeah.
What are your aspirations?
Well, I mean,
What are you studying again?
I'm undeclared.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't have any at the moment, but, like, I do want to have something of my own. Like, if I were to get into a relationship, like, I personally would not want to just, like, live off of everything that he's doing and just have, like, if I want to go grocery shopping, hey, can I get some money to go grocery shopping? Like, that's not what I want to do.
I just want to come in on this really quick. So it's kind of interesting because, like, so traditionally you would have the man providing, and it was more traditional. So he'd be the head of the household. He'd be the leader, so to speak. And it's interesting to me that women, so you could say that women were submissive to their husbands. Wives were submissive to their husbands. But you've traded that by being submissive to an employer. You now, instead of being submissive to your husband, you are now submissive to an employer. And your employer is going to ask, I would say, much more of you than would a husband.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you also be like
Submissive to an employer? Yeah, I mean, we're all submissive to something.
No, but I'm saying, like, traditionally, if the man, if you were, say, a stay-at-home, you didn't have to go out and labor. You didn't have to go out and work. You would only be submissive to a husband.
And the kids and the cleaning and the cooking and yeah.
I don't think women should be submissive to their children.
Well, they do have to like do everything for them. Okay, fair. But
Well, I think as a mother, you have you're in a
Yeah.
position of authority over your children.
yeah.
Hopefully.
No, I get that. Yeah,
Hopefully.
I get that.
But no, I mean, I think it's. I just want to clarify something. I do think it's really. I think it's great that have women in the labor pool.